This is CBN NewsWatch.
Thanks for joining us for this first edition of CBN NewsWatch. I'm Mark Martin. Today, the aftermath of the biggest quake California has seen in 20 years. What President Trump said at the nation's birthday party. An ancient find of a biblical roadway soon to be open to worshipers in Jerusalem. Plus, the connection between your dog's food and heart disease. Those stories and more today on NewsWatch. We begin with Southern California, hit by the largest earthquake since 1999. The powerful 6.4 magnitude quake struck Thursday northeast of Los Angeles. Now experts are warning an even bigger quake could hit the state. George Thomas has the details.
Seismologists are warning residents of Southern California to expect more aftershocks following Thursday's massive earthquake.
There is about a 1 in 20 chance that this location will be having an even bigger earthquake within the next few days, that we have not yet seen the biggest earthquake of the sequence.
All units, we are on citywide earthquake mode.
California now under a state of emergency after the largest earthquake in 2 decades hits near the small desert town of Ridgecrest, about 150 miles from Los Angeles.
We lost everything that we have. I have no TVs, I have no dressers, I have nothing.
Surveillance video inside this convenience store capturing the moment shortly after 10:30 in the morning local time when the quake hits, sending employees running for cover and items flying off the shelves. Patients at a local hospital in Ridgecrest forced to evacuate the building after suffering minor injuries.
The computers were flying off onto the ground. The water bottle container was shaking.
The quake so powerful it was picked up on a seismograph in Pennsylvania and left a large crack clear across this highway in Southern Cal. Ben Hood lives in Ridgecrest and said his neighbor's home caught fire after the quake.
Oh my God, those are the tires blowing up on the cars.
Firefighters in Ridgecrest, a town of 28,000 people, scrambled to put out a number of fires.
We have multiple injuries. We've had 2 house fires. We've had small vegetation fires, power lines down, gas leak.
The earthquake lasted about 20 seconds and was felt throughout Los Angeles, as far north as Fresno and as far east as Las Vegas, Nevada. It was even felt in Mexico, where buildings were evacuated in Tijuana. There have been more than 100 aftershocks since. George Thomas, CBN News.
In other news, Americans will most likely continue their Independence Day celebrations through the weekend, but it will be hard to beat the events held at the nation's capital on Independence Day. The Salute to America birthday party for the United States included lots of red, white, and blue, music, and some impressive flyovers. President Donald Trump joined the celebration, praising America's military for ensuring our freedoms and our home front throughout our nation's history and for generations to come.
The future belongs to the brave, the strong, the proud, and the free. We are one people chasing one dream and one magnificent destiny. We all share the same heroes, the same home, the same heart, and we are all made by the same Almighty God.
The president also praised other American heroes, from pioneers in space to civil rights. Leaders of Sudan's pro-democracy movement, which drove longtime dictator Omar al-Bashir from power in April, have agreed to a power-sharing agreement with the ruling military. The Sudanese Professionals Association, which spearheaded the protests, call it a victory for their revolution in a news conference announcing the plan. They say both parties had agreed to form a joint sovereign council to lead the country's transition. A road project is underway in Jerusalem, but it's not about easing traffic jams. Archaeologists are opening the ancient road that Jewish worshippers would have climbed on their way to the temple 2,000 years ago. CBN Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell has that story.
U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman broke through a symbolic wall onto the pilgrimage path.
But were there ever any doubt about the accuracy, the wisdom, the propriety of President Trump recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel? I certainly think this lays all doubts to rest.
Within a few months, visitors will be able to walk all the way from the Pool of Siloam up to here, the halfway point on the pilgrimage road.
We have thousands and thousands of finds here that have been made by Israel Antiquities Authority archaeologists. You see the flagstones of the road, you find them here at the pool, and you see the exact same flagstones at the end near the Temple Mount itself. And if you look, it's the same designer, the same cut, shape, and design. It's one construction project.
And to those who observe the Christian faith, to feel the steps of Jesus as he walked as a Jewish pilgrim, as he ascended to the temple, his visits, of course, to the temple, well known and well documented. It is an intact, living, breathing piece of history that every one of us has the opportunity to experience for ourselves.
Ze'ev Orenstein of the City of David Foundation says a key part of this discovery is its authenticity.
Everything that we have here is original. Where we find the road, you see the road. In the areas where there's destruction, that's what you see. And then when you find the road again, that's what there is. The idea is to preserve the ancient pilgrimage road as authentically as possible.
That will give visitors a chance to taste what life was like in the time of the Bible. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, the Pilgrimage Path, the City of David.
A Christian student in the United Kingdom won his appeal in court this week after he was expelled from college for expressing his views on sexual ethics in an online debate. Felix Nagol is a devout Christian, and he quoted biblical verses confirming the traditional view of marriage in a Facebook debate in 2015. Sheffield University told him not to express his Christian views in public, including at church or at work. The court rebuked the university, saying people should not live in fear for talking about their opinions. The San Francisco Board of Education will spend up to $600,000 to eliminate historical artwork depicting the life of George Washington. An 83-year-old mural at George Washington High School has been criticized as racist and degrading for its depiction of Black and Native American people. When the mural was created, many considered the work radical for showing unsavory aspects of American history, such as slavery. School board member Mark Sanchez voted to paint over the mural, saying it's unfair for students to see harmful images. Critics worry the move censors a critical portrayal of history and that other New Deal era artwork could face a similar fate. Painting over the mural won't happen until at least fall and could be further delayed by a lawsuit. A math teacher says she lost her job at a private K-12 school in Southern California after praising Western civilization. Her comments were made outside of the classroom at a conference and not in front of her students. The College Fix reports Dr. Karen Siegmund, president of the Los Angeles-based Conservative American Freedom Alliance, spoke at the group's conference, telling them, "Each of us here believes in the unparalleled force for good that is Western civilization. That is our heritage, whether we were born here or not." Siegmund says she has set up a GoFundMe page and plans to fight her unfair termination, she says. You can find the full story at cbnnews.com. Coming up, the key to your health could have something to do with your gut flora and keeping it in balance. We'll explain right after this.
Remember for a moment what it was like to be a child. You believed every story you were told. You saw a world full of endless possibilities. What stories will the world's orphaned and at-risk children believe? We believe the Bible tells the only story truly worth believing. We believe that every child should have the opportunity to dream, the chance to take challenges and turn them into possibilities, the chance to stand on the promises of God, to recognize their place in the greatest story ever told. They have their whole lives ahead of them. Theirs is a world of endless possibilities. They are looking for a story to believe. We will tell them that story. Will you join us?
Welcome back. It's one of the keys to good health, yet few people know about it. Doctors say it fights illnesses ranging from the common cold to cancer. Lori Johnson explains how you can improve your health by making sure you have enough good bacteria in your gut.
Scientists say the key to good health lies hidden in our gut microbiome. We all have trillions of bacteria living in our intestines, hundreds of different species, all performing different functions. Scientists call it our gut flora. Neurologist David Perlmutter is one of many physicians warning against disrupting this fragile ecosystem.
We all carry good and bad bugs, if you will, and it's the imbalance that seems to be the biggest trigger for our illnesses.
Dr. Vincent Pedre agrees, adding a healthy gut protects us from everything from the common cold to cancer.
So the connection between the gut and the immune system is quite significant because 80% of our immune system is located all along the boundary of the gut.
Unfortunately, when it comes to good gut bacteria, many of us are sorely lacking.
We're seeing a epidemic of disruption of the microbiome and the gut bacteria worldwide. And the reason for that is because of such widespread use and prescribing of antibiotics.
After all, antibiotics kill bacteria, bad and good.
You've got to understand that taking an antibiotic will change the complexity of your gut bacteria and the diversity of the gut bacteria for the rest of your life. Just one course of antibiotics.
Processed food can also be a culprit.
There's way too much sugar in our diet. And that sugar breeds bad organisms. And when I say sugar, I'm also talking about artificial sweeteners because they've been shown that artificial sweeteners cause a dysbiosis and promote the growth of not very favorable bacteria that can cause inflammation and disease.
We've got to welcome fat back to the table, but only the good fats, not the modified fats. So be very liberal with your use of extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil, grass-fed meat if you can find it, wild fish, nuts and seeds.
So while our lifestyle choices can really do a number on our intestinal flora, the good news is we can make our gut healthy again and keep it that way with probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics equal good bacteria. You can find these microscopic organisms in supplements as well as in cultured and fermented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, yogurt, kefir, and kombucha. Your good bacteria live off prebiotics. Just like good soil, they create a nurturing environment so your bacteria can thrive. You can get prebiotics in supplement form as well as in foods like asparagus, onion, leeks, garlic, and dandelion greens.
When people start increasing their prebiotic fiber, the changes in their health the changes are remarkable. Weight loss, immediate improvement of mood by adding prebiotic fiber to your diet.
Not only mood, Perlmutter says even serious brain disorders like ADHD, autism, even Alzheimer's can improve by increasing good bacteria because they make neurotransmitters and vitamins while reducing inflammation.
Well, I lost my dad just last year to Alzheimer's disease, so I really get it. And I want to stand up and be heard that it's great that we try to develop a cure for this disease, but we know right now as we have this discussion that it is preventable. And when we eat a diet that nurtures the gut, it will nurture the brain.
So if you want to boost your health, doctors say improve your gut flora. That means avoiding processed foods, even antibacterial cleansers and antibiotics when advisable. Then add good bacteria with probiotics and boost them with prebiotics, available in supplements, certain foods, or both. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
The Food and Drug Administration continues to investigate 16 brands of dog food that may be linked to canine heart disease. Dogs that have eaten certain brands of pet food may be connected with dilated cardiomyopathy, resulting in congestive heart failure. A spokesperson says the FDA understands pet owner concerns, and you can find out more by reading the full story at cbnnews.com. And we'll be right back.
When I came to Regent University, it's like the world opened up. I felt like I needed to advance my career and go back to school. Regent was a perfect fit for me. The Regent professors are world class. You are equipped. The focus of the faculty is on each individual student, whether it's online or in person. You become a part of Regent's family. You carry with you not just the content and the knowledge, but the confidence to understand that we can be significant in the world.
Regent University. Follow your path.
Hunting, camping, fishing, cooking. Bill Dixon is a connoisseur of outdoor adventure. His video blogs on Facebook and YouTube feature not only his passion for God's creation, but his love for Jesus. Wendy Griffith went out to the Pungo Prairie here in southeastern Virginia to meet the man known as the Renaissance Redneck.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Pungo Prairie. And we're gonna be hunting some of these legendary Saskatchewan trophy whitetail bucks. So don't go nowhere, because you don't want to miss this.
For more than 5 years, Bill Dixon has been serving up a delicious medley of recipes, outdoor adventures, and camping tips, sprinkled with a good dose of faith that has delighted fans of his video blogs.
Now I'm gonna show y'all how to set up camp the Pungo Prairie way.
Pungo is a rural area of eastern Virginia, and the last place Dixon thought he would end up after his marriage ended.
She was the love of my life. We were married almost 20 years, and she just decided she wanted to do something different. And I always thought I was going to be in the mountains at this stage of my life. Sure. God finally told me, Dixon, you're not going to be in the mountains. You can go to the mountains, but I've given you the Pungo Prairie, so you got to learn to bloom where you're planted.
Some of that planting happened after Dixon flunked the 5th grade and had to repeat it at a Christian school.
My mother, she kind of got worried about me. One day I was out in the yard and she was watching me, and I came in the house and she said, Billy, are you okay? I said, yeah, Mom, I'm fine. Why? She said, who are you talking to out there? I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm a little bit worried about every time I look out, you're like talking, your lips are moving. Oh, Mom, I'm just praying. She said, you're praying? I said, yeah, Miss Glazebrook told me the Bible says to pray without ceasing. Now, the first thing we're going to do...
For years, friends begged Dixon to share his delicious recipes in a cookbook. But Dixon thought he could reach more people by video.
Made a what you got chili, just out of what I had in the refrigerator in the pantry. It wasn't planned at all. And I shot a real quick impromptu video of that. And I said, that'll shut them up. Once they see that, I won't have to worry about it anymore.
And they loved it.
And then they were, you got to do another one. You got to do another one.
Bill, you always say a blessing over the food, and why do you do that?
I thought, okay, if I'm going to be doing this, let me do it so that maybe people can see that you can have fun, you can hunt, you can fish, you can love the great outdoors, you can party, you can have a great time, you can still love the Lord, and it's even better. And the subtleties of the Bible, or God's minute sitting there in a scene and a clip, and the blessing at the end. Lord, thank you so much for maybe, just maybe, that will, you know, grab the attention of somebody.
Dixon says one of his videos did more than that. It helped save a life.
And he said, I just want to let you know that you really kept me going for the last year while I was laid up 100 and some odd days in the hospital, battling 2 forms of leukemia. And him and his 6-year-old son, they watched the video Good Camp, which is a time-lapse thing of me setting my hunting camp up in the mountains of Virginia. And they just watched, and he said, I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciated being able to go to watch your videos while I was spending that time in the hospital. And that really just blew me away.
So Bill, right now, as I'm interviewing you, we are surrounded by several deer that I'm assuming that you shot and killed and ate, and a very large buffalo. Can you tell us about this?
Each one of these animals you see, I took, and my daddy taught me early on, if you're going to kill something, make sure you're going to eat it. And I like knowing where my food comes from. And one way I know where my food comes from is where I go out and harvest it myself.
Today, the man affectionately known as the Renaissance Redneck entertains his many followers on Facebook and YouTube and has no plans to stop.
To me, there's 2 verses in the Bible that is almost all you need. And one's John 3:16. We know what that is.
Yeah.
And the other one is Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So if you accept Jesus and you act on that faith, and then you believe Psalm 23 verse 1, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, everything else comes together. And that, girls and boys, is what's cooking on the Pungo Prairie.
Wendy Griffith, CBN News, somewhere on the Pungo Prairie.
Are you suffering from feeling tired or worn out during the day? Can you not turn off your brain at night? You are not alone. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, the sleep doctor, and I've partnered with the Christian Broadcasting Network, and we're gonna bring you some unbelievable information that you can use tonight to get a better night's rest.
Wake up to your best life. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com to get your free copy of Protect Your Sleep today.
If you want to be an attorney with a passion for serving people and for excellence, Regent University needs to be high on your list.
Regent's award-winning law school doesn't just create lawyers. We create leaders, judges, prosecutors and defense lawyers, civil litigators, and leaders in government.
My focus has been trying to really make sure we have the future leaders we need for the bench and the bar and for society generally.
You'll learn from highly credentialed leaders who are current and former judges, distinguished scholars, and ACLJ counsel.
I'm so glad I chose Regent. The relationships here have been amazing. The faculty have been amazing. Not everybody's called to the same thing when they leave law school, but they're called by a God who has a purpose for their lives, and He is going to use that education to make a difference in the world.
Regent will prepare you to be a purpose-driven, practice-ready lawyer. To start your rewarding law career, complete the online application, submit your transcripts, and take the law school admissions test by July. Apply today.
If you want to be an attorney with a passion for serving people and for excellence, Regent University needs to be high on your list.
Regent's award-winning law school doesn't just create lawyers. We create leaders, judges, prosecutors and defense lawyers, civil litigators, and leaders in government. Ready to become a purpose-driven, practice-ready lawyer? To start your rewarding career, complete the online application, submit your transcripts, and take the law school admissions test by July.
Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson recently visited Israel. He shared a powerful moment there on Instagram with his 1 million followers, getting baptized in the Jordan River. CBN's Chris Mitchell has the story.
Deshaun Watson of the Houston Texans became only the second player in NFL history to pass for 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns in his first 18 games. That means a lot for his athletic career. But when he came to Israel as a born-again Christian for the first time, that was one of the highlights of his spiritual life.
I've always, had a strong faith, but being able to come, to the Promised Land and the front and center of everything is definitely going to continue to make it stronger.
Across town, current and former members of the New England Patriots came to support Israel's football league and tour Israel. Owner Robert Kraft brought the players, along with the 6 Super Bowl trophies the Patriots have won. Israel awarded Kraft with the Genesis Prize for his contributions to the state of Israel. What does it mean to be here in Jerusalem?
It's my favorite city in the world outside of the U.S. and brings a sport I love here and people I love to the holiest city in the world is a great thrill and always inspires me.
Super Bowl MVP Julian Edelman came back to Israel. What does it mean for you as a Jew to come back here to the Promised Land?
It's awesome. I've been here before. It's unbelievable. I love coming here. People are unbelievable. It's a fantastic environment.
Former quarterback and broadcaster Scott Zolik said walking in the footsteps of the Bible meant a lot.
Then to go to the Sea of Galilee and you read about it in the Bible. I've been to Bible school for 12 years as a kid. You know where it is, but to sit when you put your feet in the Sea of Galilee, it's an amazing experience from the human element aspect.
My favorite thing by far definitely was being able to get baptized in the Jordan River. It meant everything. Just to be able to do that and be able to go back to the States.
Many, like Nate Ebner, plan on coming back.
Some great memories, that's for sure, and hopefully get to come back again and make some new ones. But really just this whole experience from top to bottom, and it's been a very special trip, one I'll remember for the rest of my life.
During the event, 2 Israeli football teams squared off and were coached by the Patriot players. At the end of the event, they traded jerseys. Kraft has brought Patriots and other NFL players to the Holy Land before, and it's likely he'll bring them back again. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, the Kraft Family Sports Campus, Jerusalem.
That's it for now. Have a great day.